Hello everybody, my name is Erik with a K, and today I'm excited to read you a story that is called The Pink Kingdom by Detlev Linde. And this was written for his niece, to Akila. The neighbors called him Mr. Marlin, his friends called him Jacob, and the children called him Father Jacob. When he was not around, the children had different names for him. One of the names they whispered was Dream Talker. This was a secret name which the children used for him only among themselves. The parents knew he was an older man who liked to sit on his porch and tell stories to children. Jacob Marlin's house had a big garden, and the grass was always well kept, as the boys of the neighborhood took turns with his old-style lawnmower, which was just a cylinder of blades linked to a stick and handle. It was neither the most modern nor the most perfect tool, but it worked, provided care and patience was invested in the task. Jacob Marlin liked to give out small chores, so that all the children got a chance to earn their reward. He rewarded them with the stories he told. Good storytellers make their stories come alive. The life of the stories he told carried on beyond the telling. Rosea was one of the children who spent almost every afternoon on Father Jacob's porch. Other children were given a time by their parents to come back home, or the parents simply called from the street for them to come. Rosea was not naughty. She would listen to her parents. But when she already listened to Father Jacob's tales, her ears heard nothing else, so her mother always had to come and get her. On one Wednesday, the boys had all left the porch after Father Jacob had told the story of thunder, and how the day Wednesday is named after the god of thunder. The story had been full of adventures and challenges. In the story, the god could walk a bridge made of the colors of the rainbow to come and visit the mortal world, and he loved feats of strength, agility, and power. He would even enjoy watching mortals perform those feats for his entertainment. Shortly after the story had been told, thunder pealed and rain came down, which did not banish the sun. A beautiful rainbow curved over the still bright sky. The boys had all run towards where they thought the rainbow were to meet the ground. They had been intent to run, dance, perform, and even fight for the thunder god. With the boys all gone, only 3 girls remained, with Rosea and Father Jacob. Soon their mothers called them home to help in the kitchen. There was a moment of silence before Rosea announced, "I want to hear about my favorite color. I want a place of pink." Father Jacob raised a brow, and Rosea added, "Please, Father Jacob, tell me a story of pink." Now he smiled. "There is a place far away, and still closer than the wind of your breath may reach. This place has a sun like our sun, but different still in ways the eye cannot see. Too often it is our fault that we do not see what is to be seen. If we just took our time to look at it right, the world moves so fast. Plants take their time. They do not take more than take the time to simply be. The plants in the place saw what was different with that sun. Its light shone different. The light of this sun carried a special pink, but all the light around it shone so strong that only the plants could see it. This pink was such a lonely light, but the plants decided to help it. The plants wanted to recognize the pink light as much as any other light, and as no one but the plants could see it, they would recognize it even more. Over the years, all the plants in the place turned pink." He said no more. Rosea asked, "And?" "And now you have the story of the pink place. It is getting late. Your mother will soon call you. You will not hear her, and she will have to come and get you. How about we just sit in silence and listen?" "And why?" Father Jacob uttered a sigh before he explained. "Listening is a lot like seeing. Without the plants taking the time to see the lonely pink light, would there be a place of pink?" Rosea answered demurely, "No, it would not." And Father Jacob continued, "But with you listening when your mother calls, there will be another beautiful thing, a smile on your mother's face." So they waited in silence, and this time when Rosea's mother called, Rosea lithely got onto her feet and ran towards her, and the smile which was promised was there too. That night Rosea dreamed of the pink place. The flower petals were not pink, but whatever was green in the world was there in shades of pink. It was lovely. She danced over the pink grass, and as she wildly turned round and round, she suddenly came face to face with a boy standing under one of the pink trees, who was looking at her with an angry face. She stopped spinning, but was dizzy for a moment. Once her head had cleared from the dizziness, she addressed the boy. "What are you doing here in my pink place?" The boy shook his head and responded with, "I could ask you that question. What are you doing in my pink place?" Rosea got now angry too. "This is clearly my pink place. First of all, it is pink, and pink is a color for girls. And also Father Jacob told the story of the place to me, and not to you. You were not anywhere around." The boy struck a pose of authority and explained, "You are wrong on several accounts. A story or a place does not belong to everyone just because that person knew of it and saw no one else obtaining the knowledge. And most of all, pink is not a color for girls." Rosea was getting louder when she replied, "You know mighty big words and you are still dumb. Pink is a color for girls." The boy remained calm and answered her in very quiet tones. "First of all, you should know that loud does not make right. It will not help you to get louder. Truth comes not from shouting. Most lies are shouted out louder than the truth. And secondly, pink is a color for boys, because red is the color for men. Red is a warrior's color. Red is blood and fire and war. Pink is just the little red. Boys are little men, and therefore pink is the color for boys." Rosea took an effort to tune her temper from blazing to simmering. She replied with all the calm she could gather, "A woman can be a warrior too, and has all the rights to claim the color red. Therefore I can claim the pink for me." She was rather proud of having injected a "therefore" the way the boy had done it when he had tried to show of how smart he was. The boy just said, "I will think about it." Then the dream faded, and Rosea woke up. The sun had not yet come out to herald the birth of the new day, as Rosea tiptoed out of the house and walked over to Father Jacob's house. She knocked at the door, and when she heard movement after a little while, she asked to be let in. Father Jacob answered to that with a curt, "No." Then he opened the door and came out onto the porch. The first thing she said was, "Why did you not let me in?" "Why should I?" She pouted and said, "Because it is cold out here." He heaved a sigh and told her that it was his house and his door to do with both however he liked, and that it had been her own choice to walk out into the night in her nightshirt. If she was cold, it was her problem and not his. Clearly Father Jacob was angry with her, but she did not think about why he might be annoyed. She told him about the boy and about his claim to the pink place. It was not too surprising that Father Jacob took an unsuspected path in his answer. "I am not a tall man, but from where you stand, you have to look up to me. On the other hand, we both look down to our feet. Some things are the same no matter where you stand. Other things are suddenly much different, depending on the position from where you look at them. He is right, and you are right. You are together right. And still his right and your right are different. Maybe the two of you should not concentrate on the right, but on the together. She wanted to ask more, but he hushed her. You wake me at a time when morning is possible, but not yet certain, and you ask me a question. I have answered the question. If this is to be a fair exchange, I should be allowed a question of my own. He looked at her to confirm his statement, and she finally admitted, Yes, Father Jacob, I owe you a question. He talked with a growing twinkle in his eye. You had forgotten that one of the rules to my house is that children are not allowed inside. My house, my rules. You do not live alone in your house. What are the rules in your house about leaving the house alone at night? All that Rosea could answer to this was, Oops. She hurried back and was soon in her bed again. The bed was warm and welcoming. She was sure she would sleep again. Together is a good word. She wanted to find out how this word would change the dream which the dream talker had given to her. That was a story by Detlev Linde called The Pink Kingdom. My name is Erik, with a K, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope we'll see you again tomorrow for another story. Goodbye now.